Ladies and gentlemen, imagine the African savanna, vast and untamed. Amidst the chaos of survival, one creature stands as a symbol of dominance and strength, the lion. But what makes the lion remarkable isn't just its strength or roar. It's something deeper. It's the mindset. The lion isn't the largest animal. It's not the fastest or the smartest, but it rules as king. Why? Because its mindset aligns with its purpose. Today, I want to help you uncover the mindset that can make you unstoppable. Title: The Mindset of a Lion. Imagine the African savanna, vast and untamed. Amidst the chaos of survival, one creature stands as a symbol of dominance and strength, the lion. But what makes the lion remarkable isn't just its strength or roar. It's something deeper. It's the mindset. The lion isn't the largest animal. It's not the fastest or the smartest, but it rules as king. Why? Because its mindset aligns with its purpose. Today, I want to help you uncover the mindset that can make you unstoppable. The lion doesn't doubt its identity. It doesn't wonder, am I truly the king? It walks with authority because it knows what it is. The lesson here: you must know who you are. Without understanding your identity, you'll always question your ability. You'll hesitate, and hesitation is the enemy of greatness. Let me tell you this: you were not created to blend in. You were designed to stand out. You were given gifts and abilities that no one else has. Stop hiding behind fear and step into the authority of your identity. The lion is a creature of instinct, a force of nature that commands respect, not because it seeks it, but because it embodies it. When the lion moves, it does so with purpose, confidence, and authority. It doesn't pause to ask the savanna for approval or seek validation from other animals. This inherent trait sets the lion apart from all others. It doesn't wait for permission. Imagine the savanna at dawn, the stillness broken only by the rustling grass and the distant calls of other animals. Amidst the vastness, the lion walks. It doesn't creep or cower. It doesn't glance around to see who might be watching. Its presence alone is enough to make everything else take notice. The lion doesn't need to announce itself. Its existence is its announcement. This is a lesson we often overlook in our own lives. How many times have you hesitated waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to move forward? How often have you doubted your abilities because you didn't hear applause from the crowd? The lion teaches us that approval is unnecessary when you know your worth. The lion is not the largest animal in the savanna. It's not the fastest or even the most agile, yet it reigns as king. Why? Because it doesn't let limitations define its actions. The lion knows its strength, its power, and its role. It doesn't waste time comparing itself to the elephant or the cheetah. Instead, it owns its space with unwavering confidence. This is the essence of not waiting for permission. The lion doesn't ask the zebra if it's ready to be hunted. It doesn't ask the hyena if it's okay to defend its territory. It simply acts because it knows that hesitation leads to missed opportunities. In life, many of us are conditioned to wait. We wait for the perfect moment, the ideal conditions, or someone to validate our decisions. We seek permission from society, friends, or even strangers to pursue our dreams. But here's the truth: the perfect moment doesn't exist, and permission is a construct designed to keep you in your place. The lion knows this instinctively. When hunger strikes, it doesn't wait for the sun to be at the perfect angle or for the wind to shift in its favor. It acts driven by an inner resolve that knows no bounds. The lion's mindset is a powerful metaphor for how we should approach life. Too often we let fear, doubt, and the opinions of others dictate our actions. We hesitate, overthink, and procrastinate, all while opportunities slip away. The lion, on the other hand, doesn't waste time in indecision. It understands that survival depends on action. Whether it's hunting for food, protecting its pride, or marking its territory, the lion moves with purpose. It doesn't question whether it has the right to pursue what it needs, it simply does. This is the mindset that separates leaders from followers, achievers from dreamers, and the successful from the stagnant. When you think about the lion's roar, it's more than just a sound, it's a declaration. The roar echoes across the savanna, signaling strength and dominance. The lion doesn't roar to seek permission, it roars to affirm its presence. This is what we must learn to do in our lives. Stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, or strong enough. You already are. Like the lion, you need to own your space, claim your territory, and move forward with conviction. The lion's refusal to wait for permission is also a reflection of its understanding of time. In the wild, time is precious. Every moment of hesitation can mean the difference between eating and starving, surviving and perishing. The lion doesn't waste time questioning its abilities or overanalyzing its options. It trusts its instincts and takes decisive action. This sense of urgency is something we can all learn from. Life is fleeting and opportunities are not guaranteed. Waiting for the right moment or someone's approval is a luxury we can't afford. Imagine if the lion doubted itself. Imagine if it paused before every hunt to wonder if it was fast enough or strong enough. It would starve. It would lose its place as king. The lion's power lies in its self-assurance. It knows what it's capable of, and it doesn't let external factors shake that belief. This is a lesson for all of us. Self-doubt is a silent killer of dreams. When you wait for permission, you're essentially telling yourself that you're not capable of making your own decisions. But like the lion, you have to trust in your abilities and move forward even when the path ahead is uncertain. The lion's mindset is not about arrogance, it's about clarity. It knows its role in the ecosystem and it fulfills it without hesitation. This clarity of purpose is what allows the lion to act without seeking permission. It doesn't question whether it deserves to eat or whether it has the right to defend its pride. It knows these things intrinsically. In the same way, we must find clarity in our own lives. What is your purpose? What drives you? Once you understand these things, you'll realize that waiting for permission is unnecessary. You'll act because you'll know that action aligns with your purpose. The lion's confidence is contagious. Other animals recognize it and respond accordingly. When the lion moves, the savannah adjusts. This is the power of not waiting for permission. When you move with confidence, the world around you will adapt. People will start to respect your presence, not because you demanded it, but because you embodied it. This is how leaders are born, not by seeking approval, but by acting with conviction and purpose. In the end, the lion teaches us that life is about action, not hesitation. It's about knowing your worth, trusting your instincts, and pursuing your goals relentlessly. The lion doesn't wait for permission because it doesn't need to. And neither do you. Fear is one of the most universal emotions, a feeling that connects all of us to the human experience. It grips you in moments of uncertainty, whispers doubts into your mind, and paralyzes you with what ifs. But while fear is powerful, it is fleeting. It is a temporary state that thrives on your hesitation and your reluctance to act. Regret, on the other hand, is far more enduring. It lingers in the corners of your mind, a constant reminder of what could have been. When you let fear stop you, you're not just delaying your dreams, you're exchanging them for a lifetime of regret. Fear is the loud voice that tells you not to take risks, not to step out of your comfort zone, and not to believe in your own potential. It's the voice that magnifies every possible failure, making the consequences seem far worse than they actually are. But here's the truth: fear is a liar. It thrives on exaggeration. It thrives on the assumption that you'll believe it without question. Yet when you confront fear, when you stare it in the face and move forward anyway, you often find that the thing you were so afraid of wasn't nearly as terrible as you imagined. That's because fear lives in the unknown. It grows in the spaces where you haven't yet acted, where your imagination fills the gaps with the worst case scenarios. But once you act, fear loses its power. Regret, however, is different. Regret doesn't disappear when you take action, it only intensifies when you don't. Imagine looking back on your life and realizing that the only thing standing between you and your dreams was a fear you allowed to control you. Imagine realizing that the risks you avoided were the very steps you needed to take to reach your full potential. That's what regret feels like, a heavy weight that settles in your heart, one that's hard to shake because it's tied to what you chose not to do. Fear fades with time, but regret deepens. It turns into the stories you tell yourself about missed opportunities, the chances you didn't take, and the life you could have lived if only you had been braver. Fear is a natural response, something our minds and bodies have evolved to feel for survival. It's what keeps us safe in dangerous situations. But the problem is that in the modern world, fear often shows up in places where it doesn't belong. It appears when you think about starting a business, asking for a promotion, or sharing your talents with the world. These aren't life-threatening situations, yet fear convinces you they are. It tricks you into thinking that failure or rejection will be catastrophic. And so you hold back, you stay quiet, you play it safe. In doing so, you let fear win. But while fear may win in the moment, the cost is regret, and regret is far harder to live with. That regret has a way of haunting you because it's tied to inaction. You don't regret the things you tried and failed at nearly as much as the things you didn't try at all. Failure is a lesson, an experience that helps you grow and improve. But regret is a void, a space where something could have been but wasn't. It's not just about missing out on success, it's about missing out on the person you could have become. Every time you let fear stop you, you deny yourself the chance to grow, to learn, and to evolve. And over time, those missed opportunities add up. They become the moments you can't get back, the paths you didn't take, and the dreams you let slip away. Think about the moments in your life when fear held you back. Maybe it was a job you didn't apply for because you didn't think you were qualified. Maybe it was a conversation you avoided because you were afraid of rejection. Maybe it was a risk you didn't take because the possibility of failure felt too overwhelming. Now imagine what could have happened if you had acted despite your fear. Maybe you would have succeeded. Maybe you would have learned something valuable. Either way, you would have grown. But by letting fear stop you, you gained nothing. You stayed in the same place, safe but unfulfilled. And that's the tragedy of fear. It keeps you stuck while the world moves forward without you. Fear is temporary because it's tied to a moment. It's tied to the anticipation of what might happen. But once the moment passes, the fear often goes with it. The problem is that inaction creates a chain reaction. Every time you let fear win, you make it easier to let it win again. You teach yourself that avoiding discomfort is more important than pursuing growth. But the more you give in to fear, the more regret you accumulate. And unlike fear, regret doesn't pass quickly. It stays with you, coloring your memories and shaping your sense of what could have been. Regret whispers in your ear long after the moment is gone. It reminds you of the opportunities you missed and the dreams you let go of. It doesn't shout like fear. It lingers quietly, a constant presence in the background of your thoughts. Leaders are not afraid to be different. They don't conform to the status quo because they know that true innovation comes from challenging the norm. When you follow, you surrender your individuality. You become a part of the collective, moving in unison with the crowd. But leaders are trailblazers. They embrace their uniqueness and use it as a strength. They understand that standing out is not a weakness, it's a testament to their courage and vision. The world doesn't need more followers, it needs people who are willing to think differently, act boldly, and inspire others to do the same. Leadership is not about perfection, it's about authenticity. People don't follow leaders because they are flawless, they follow them because they are real. Leaders are willing to admit their mistakes, learn from them, and grow. They don't pretend to have all the answers, but they are committed to finding them. This vulnerability is what makes a leader relatable and trustworthy. It's a reminder that leadership is not about being above others. It's about being with them, guiding them through shared struggles and victories. True leadership is grounded in humility and driven by a desire to serve. A leader's vision is their compass. It's what sets them apart from followers. While followers focus on the immediate, leaders look ahead. They see possibilities where others see obstacles. They dream big, think strategically, and take calculated risks. This forward-thinking mindset is what drives progress and creates change. Followers are reactive, they wait for direction. Leaders are proactive, they create direction. They don't wait for opportunities to come to them, they go out and create their own. This is the essence of leadership, the ability to see what others don't and the willingness to act on it. Leaders are not deterred by fear. They feel it just like everyone else, but they don't let it control them. Fear is the voice that tells you to stay where you are, to play it safe, and to avoid risks. But leaders understand that growth lies on the other side of fear. They embrace discomfort because they know it's a sign that they are pushing their limits and stepping into new territory. Fear is temporary, but the impact of leadership is lasting. Leaders are willing to face their fears because they are driven by something greater than themselves, a purpose, a mission, a vision. Leadership requires resilience. It's not a straight path, and it's not always easy. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But leaders don't give up. They adapt, learn, and keep moving forward. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every great leader has faced challenges, but what sets them apart is their ability to rise above them. Leadership is not about avoiding failure, it's about persevering through it and using it as a stepping stone to success. Leaders inspire others through their actions. They don't just talk about what needs to be done, they lead by example. Their commitment, determination, and passion are contagious. People are drawn to leaders because they embody the qualities they aspire to have. A true leader doesn't demand respect. They earn it through their character and actions. They lift others up, empowering them to reach their full potential. Leadership is not about control. It's about influence. It's about creating an environment where others feel inspired to grow, contribute, and succeed. You were built to lead because the world needs your unique perspective, talents, and strengths. You were not meant to walk someone else's path or live someone else's dream. Leadership is about stepping into your own power, embracing your individuality, and using it to make a difference. It's about believing in yourself, even when others doubt you. It's about having the courage to stand alone if necessary, knowing that your purpose is worth the sacrifice. You were not created to follow the crowd. You were created to lead it. Even the mightiest kings, the most powerful rulers who have commanded vast empires and conquered countless lands, must at times rest. In the world of leadership, the idea of rest often seems foreign. Leaders are expected to be ever present, constantly making decisions, guiding others, and pushing forward with relentless determination. But in reality, even the strongest, the most capable, and the most ambitious individuals need rest to replenish their strength, refocus their energy, and renew their vision. The idea that a true leader never rests is a myth. It is through rest that they maintain the clarity, resilience, and strength necessary to continue their work. A king who rules over a kingdom understands that the weight of leadership is not just in the decisions made, but in the energy it takes to sustain that leadership. A king's role is not one of constant action, but also of mindful reflection, quiet moments, and careful restoration. When the king rests, it is not a sign of weakness or laziness. It is a necessary act of wisdom. It is the understanding that leadership requires balance, and in order to lead effectively, one must first take care of oneself. The most successful kings, the ones whose legacies endure, are the ones who understand the value of strategic rest. They know that the battles they fight and the decisions they make require strength, mental clarity, and the ability to think critically. Without rest, these qualities would eventually be eroded. The king's ability to rest is a reflection of their self-awareness. They know their limits, and they understand that their capacity to lead is not infinite. Rest is not an indulgence, it is an investment in the future. It is the recognition that their work is not only about what they do, but how they do it. They have the foresight to see that burnout, exhaustion, and depletion only weaken their ability to rule effectively. Just as an army needs time to regroup, just as a warrior needs time to heal, so too does a king need time to recharge. Rest is not about doing nothing. It is not about being idle. Rest for the king is a time of reflection, contemplation, and renewal. It is when the king steps away from the noise of the court and the demands of the people to reconnect with their inner purpose. This time alone allows the king to step back from the grind of daily responsibilities and see the broader picture. In these quiet moments, the king can reevaluate their mission, reflect on their past decisions, and recalibrate their course. A king who never rests is like a river with no outlet, constantly flowing without time to reflect, without time to change direction, without time to understand the terrain they are navigating. Rest also allows the king to build resilience. Constant exertion without pause leads to exhaustion and eventual breakdown. But a well-rested king, one who knows how to balance action with restoration, emerges stronger and more capable with each challenge they face. Resilience is not built on continuous action alone, but on the ability to rest, to heal, and to regroup when needed. A king who knows how to rest is not weak, they are wise. They understand that true strength is not about being invincible, but about knowing when to step back and recover so that they can return to the fray even more formidable. Rest also provides clarity. When a king is in the midst of constant activity, leading armies, managing the kingdom, dealing with internal and external conflicts, it can be difficult to see things clearly. But when the king rests, they create space to think, to strategize, and to process everything that has been happening. This mental clarity allows them to make decisions that are not clouded by fatigue or stress. It allows them to see the bigger picture, to understand the complexities of the challenges they face, and to identify the solutions that will benefit not just themselves, but their kingdom as a whole. The importance of rest is also a recognition of the interconnectedness of mind, body, and spirit. A king who rules with only their intellect without considering the need for rest and renewal is a king who neglects the well-being of the body and spirit. Leadership requires more than just sharp intellect. It requires vitality, passion, and presence. A king who ignores the need for rest will find their energy drained, their vision blurred, and their decisions faltering. True leadership requires the integration of all aspects of self, the mind, the body, and the spirit. Rest allows these elements to harmonize, creating a more holistic and effective approach to leadership. Even the most powerful kings must understand the value of delegation. There will be times when the demands of leadership become too great for one person to handle alone. Rest is also about understanding when to delegate tasks to others, trusting that the kingdom will continue to thrive even in their absence. The act of delegating not only allows the king to rest, but also empowers others to grow and develop in their own leadership abilities. A kingdom ruled by a king who understands the need for rest is a kingdom that is not dependent on one person, but is a collective effort, a shared responsibility. And the ability to rest is also tied to the concept of long-term vision. Kings who focus only on the immediate, on the urgency of today's battles, may find themselves losing sight of the future. The demands of the present can cloud their judgment and cause them to act impulsively. But a king who takes the time to rest has the perspective needed to make decisions that serve not just the present, but the future as well. They understand that leadership is not about solving the problems of the moment, but about creating a legacy that will stand the test of time. Rest provides the space for this kind of visionary thinking. The greatest kings throughout history were not those who fought every battle and led every campaign. They were those who knew when to act and when to pause. They understood that leadership is not about always being in the spotlight or constantly being on the front lines. True leadership comes from the ability to step back, reflect, and prepare for what comes next. It comes from knowing that even in moments of rest, the mind is still working, still planning, still strategizing. Even in moments of quiet, the work of a king continues. A king does not live in a state of perpetual motion. They understand that moments of rest are essential for clarity, for renewal, and for the ability to continue leading with strength and wisdom. There is a misconception that leadership requires constant action. That to be a great leader, one must always be moving, always be on the go, always be at the forefront. But in reality, the most successful leaders are those who understand that rest is a critical component of leadership. Leadership is not about how much you do, but how effectively you do it. And sometimes the most effective action is found in moments of rest where reflection, renewal, and clarity can lead to greater decisions and stronger actions when the time comes. Just as a king takes the time to rest in order to rule more effectively, so too must we all understand that rest is not a weakness, but a powerful tool in our own personal journeys of leadership. And the thing about regret is that it's irreversible. You can't go back and reclaim the chances you didn't take. You can only move forward hoping to avoid adding more regrets to the list. But the longer you let fear control you, the harder it becomes to break free from its grip. And the more regrets you accumulate, the more you start to believe that it's too late to change. The antidote to regret is action. It's choosing to face fear head on and move forward anyway. It's recognizing that fear is temporary, a fleeting emotion that will pass as soon as you take the first step. It's understanding that failure isn't the end, it's part of the process. Every successful person has faced fear and failure, but they didn't let it stop them. They acted despite it. They understood that the pain of trying and failing is far less than the pain of never trying at all. They knew that fear fades, but regret lasts. When you think about the life you want to live, ask yourself this: are you willing to trade your dreams for the temporary discomfort of fear? Are you willing to let fear dictate your actions and determine your future? Or are you ready to take a risk knowing that even if you fail, you'll have no regrets because you gave it your all? The choice is yours, but the clock is ticking. Fear may be powerful, but it's fleeting. Regret, however, is forever. In the vast expanse of the savannah, the lion thrives not because it is the fastest or the strongest, but because it is focused. When a lion sets its eyes on a target, it doesn't waver. It doesn't get distracted by the multitude of possibilities around it or the chaos of the environment. It locks in, crouches low, and commits entirely to the hunt. This principle of one target, one hunt is not just a strategy for survival, but a philosophy for life, a reminder that true success comes not from scattering energy, but from directing it with precision. Life today is filled with distractions, each one pulling at your attention, each one vying for your focus. It's like being in the middle of a noisy marketplace with every voice trying to sell you something. The lion, however, teaches us a critical lesson amidst all the noise. Focus on one thing. A lion doesn't chase after every animal it sees. It knows that to succeed in the hunt, it must channel all its energy into one target. Dividing its attention would mean failure. The same applies to us. When you spread your focus too thin, you dilute your power. You might dabble in multiple pursuits, but without a clear focus, you're unlikely to achieve mastery in any of them. This mindset isn't about ignoring opportunities, it's about prioritizing them. The lion understands that its energy is limited. It cannot afford to waste time chasing multiple prey at once. It selects its target with intention, choosing the one that aligns with its immediate need, be it hunger, territory, or survival. Once that choice is made, it commits fully. It doesn't second guess or wonder if it should have chosen differently. It moves forward with clarity and determination. This is a powerful metaphor for how we should approach our goals. In a world overflowing with options, the ability to focus on one objective at a time is a superpower. It's not about doing less, it's about doing what matters most with everything you've got. So when the lion hunts, it doesn't just rely on brute strength or speed. It uses strategy, patience, and precision. It studies its prey, learns its habits, and waits for the right moment to strike. This deliberate approach is what makes the lion so effective. It doesn't rush in blindly, nor does it waste time second-guessing its choice. It acts with purpose and conviction. This principle applies to achieving success in any area of life. Whether you're building a career, starting a business, or pursuing a passion, the key is to approach your goal with the same level of focus and intentionality. Take the time to understand what you're aiming for, create a plan, and then execute it with unwavering commitment. The problem many people face is that they want to chase too many things at once. They want to achieve multiple goals simultaneously, thinking that this will bring them success faster. But this scattered approach often leads to burnout and frustration. It's like a lion trying to chase a herd of gazelles all at once. It might expend a great deal of energy, but it's unlikely to catch anything. The lion knows better. It chooses one target, blocks out everything else, and goes all in. This is what allows it to succeed time and time again. The lesson here is simple: focus on one thing and give it your all. In the pursuit of success, it's tempting to get distracted by shiny objects, new opportunities, trends, or ideas that seem exciting in the moment. But chasing after every new thing dilutes your energy and attention. It's easy to get caught up in the allure of doing more, but the lion reminds us that success isn't about doing everything, it's about doing one thing well. When you focus on one target, you can channel all your resources, time, energy, and effort into achieving that goal. This level of focus creates momentum, and momentum leads to results. The lion's hunt is also a lesson in resilience. Not every attempt is successful. Sometimes the prey escapes or the conditions aren't right, but the lion doesn't dwell on failure. It doesn't abandon its strategy or lose confidence in its ability. Instead, it regroups, refocuses, and tries again. This persistence is a crucial part of the one target, one hunt mindset. It's about committing to the process even when things don't go as planned. Success isn't guaranteed, but consistent focus and effort greatly increase your chances. The lion knows this, and so should we. In a world that celebrates multitasking and constant activity, the lion's singular focus stands out as a powerful reminder of what truly works. It's not about being busy, it's about being effective. The lion doesn't waste energy on activities that don't serve its goal. It doesn't get distracted by what other animals are doing. It stays in its lane, focused entirely on the task at hand. This discipline is what sets the lion apart, and is what will set you apart if you adopt the same mindset. Success isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters most with relentless focus. The lion also teaches us the importance of timing. It doesn't rush into the hunt. It observes, it waits, and it chooses the perfect moment to act. This patience is a key part of its success. It understands that timing is everything. Acting too soon or too late can mean failure. This is a lesson we can apply to our own lives. Sometimes success isn't just about focusing on the right target, it's about pursuing it at the right time. Patience combined with focus creates the conditions for success. It's about knowing when to move and when to wait, when to push forward and when to hold back. When the lion finally makes its move, it does so with full commitment. There's no hesitation, no holding back. It pours all its energy into the hunt, giving it everything it has. This level of commitment is what separates success from mediocrity. How many people set goals but approach them with half-hearted effort? They dip their toes in the water, afraid to fully commit. But the lion shows us that true success requires total commitment. You have to go all in, trusting in your ability to succeed and refusing to give up until you do. The lion's hunt is a powerful metaphor for life because it encapsulates so many important lessons: the importance of focus, the value of patience, the need for resilience, and the power of full commitment. It's a reminder that success doesn't come from doing everything. It comes from doing one thing with everything you've got. The lion doesn't chase after every opportunity or spread itself too thin. It chooses one target, blocks out all distractions, and commits fully to the hunt. This is the mindset that leads to success both in the savannah and in life. You are not here to walk in the shadows of others, to mimic their steps, or to blend into the crowd. You were created with a purpose, a vision, and a unique set of abilities that demand you stand out. You are built to lead, not follow. It's not just a calling, it's a design woven into the very fabric of your existence. And leadership is not about titles or positions. It's about taking charge of your life, influencing others through your actions, and paving a path where none existed before. Too often, people fall into the trap of conformity, choosing the path of least resistance, the comfort of the familiar. But leaders are not made for comfort. Leaders are forged in challenges, in the moments when they dare to step away from the herd and trust in their ability to carve out a new way forward. The urge to follow is powerful. It feels safe, predictable, and easy, but safety rarely breeds greatness. Greatness comes from stepping into the unknown, from embracing the uncertainty of leadership and understanding that it's not about having all the answers, it's about having the courage to ask the right questions and take the first step. Leaders are not the ones who sit back and wait for instructions. They are the ones who see what needs to be done and move. They don't wait for permission because they understand that their vision and potential require action, not validation. Every person is born with the capacity to lead, but not everyone steps into that role. Why? Because leadership comes with responsibility, and responsibility requires sacrifice. It means being willing to stand alone when necessary, to make decisions that may not always be popular, and to face criticism without losing sight of your purpose. But this is the essence of being a leader: to prioritize the mission over the moment, to see beyond immediate gratification and focus on the bigger picture. A true leader doesn't seek approval, they seek progress. They understand that their role isn't to please everyone, but to guide those who choose to follow towards something greater. Our leadership begins with self-mastery. Before you can lead others, you must first lead yourself. This means taking control of your thoughts, actions, and choices. It means being disciplined, focused, and intentional about your life. Following is easy because it requires no self-direction. You simply go where others lead. But leading yourself demands accountability. It means taking responsibility for your life, refusing to blame others for your circumstances, and stepping up to make the changes you want to see. This is the foundation of leadership, understanding that you are the architect of your own destiny.